the GTR and the Pearson car, and I'm at the point now it was time to apply Future through the airbrush. But I did basically one coat on the GTR here, which is nice and shiny, but it needs another coat, and the same thing with the Pearson car. And I forgot last time, and I forgot just to take it off, but there's actually a piece of tape that goes along here, connects the two triangles. I did pull that off, and now it was ready for Future. So I got one coat on, and I was getting ready to put another coat on, but the airbrush was just not cooperating, and I had to basically take it apart, put it in the ultrasonic cleaner there. It's basically the tips clogged. It was getting air, but it wasn't sucking any paint out. So, and when I say paint, that means it wasn't sucking any Future or water or nothing. So it just needs a very good cleaning. So that's what we're waiting on for that, so I can finish the second round of putting Future on. And if you haven't used Future, Future's already ready for the airbrush. I mean, you don't have to do anything. You just basically need to be like a not up real, let's just say this airbrush, you don't need to be like way up on it, just a nice good about this distance, spray on a couple coats, and you'll be good to go. And if you need to apply decals, you can use that as well. But anyway, Future, the go-to gloss finishing touch. But anyway, that's what I'm doing on that. I get basically one or two more videos, and we'll finish up the GTR, because once I get another coat on, let it dry for a couple days, and then I'll put the windows in, and then put it on the main body, and then we'll do a little show and tell, and make sure I got everything, and see if we need to fix anything if I forgot or missed something. So that's what we like to do. Pearson car is the same way. Just waiting on the Mr. Sonic there to finish with the tip, and then I'll get another coat on here, and then I got to put windows in. So I want to put windows in the back here and in the front. And all I'm going to take is, if I have any handy, probably not. This right here should be a clear styrene or Lexan, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to cut it out and get it to fit in there pretty decent, and it'll be a makeshift window or windows, and it should do the trick. But anyway, we'll jump that bridge once we get there. But anyway, we're on Future duty, so that's what we are doing. So the Hearse. Now, I was getting ready to, again, I didn't get to paint the top yet. I was going to do that today, but I was doing Future, and then we had to clean the old airbrush. I was going to do some dry brushing, which I'm going to probably do that in the next video. That'll give me time to do that. But I had to go back in and do a little, I want to say seamless work around the tires and the rims. If you can actually see it, they kind of stick out, and I don't know why for the Johan kit there, why they just would not fit flush. I just don't understand, unless the tires itself are I want to say brittle, or just the age of the tires. But anyway, so I took Mr. Tulip here, and I just took a little bead around the edge of the rim and the tire, and basically sealed it. Now it's real shiny compared to the tire, and that's alright, because what I'll do is I'll go back in with I think Vallejo's got some, or MIG there, tire paint color, and I'll just shoot it with the airbrush and blend it in, and then probably shoot a little dull coat just around it, just on the tires, just to blend in the gloss and the matte finish there. But anyway, that's a neat little trick here, using Mr. Tulip to do a little patchwork on the rims to the tire. But anyway, hopefully I want to try to get that done today, and then I want to do a little dry brushing, get the getting eager to do a little detail painting on the Hearse interior. But anyway, we'll get there. And the ERTL A, I got everything lit. I got everything wired up, checked to make sure I did everything twice. So once I started putting the saucer on, and I started gluing the saucer, and then basically just took model glue would work, but super glue is a little more easier, especially when you're doing a saucer. And I just started on the other side and just worked my way all the way around, just doing a section at a time, letting it clamp, and no accelerator, just letting it sit and cure on its own. So we're almost done. Got it clamped and ready to, wherever I got Mr. Lead here, and always like to check, make sure that we are all lit up, and we are, so we are good to go. And I fixed that light there. It was blinking. I had to rip it back out and put a solid one, and I just tacked it on there. But I got the I got to get the bottom thing here to fit correctly, and then you know, just basically got to go in. If you can see like little dots there, or spots where I need to put a little tulip, you know, and just a little seam work here and there. But I'm not going to do a whole lot of seam work, especially like on the nacelles, because this is the I call it the patchwork kit, the Aztec kit. You know, if you start sanding everything and then you got to sand it all, it's just it's absolutely crazy, and I just it's more work than it should be. And I think once you get some paint on here and get the Aztec decals on, it'll pretty much cover it up and you won't really notice it. But anyway, that's where I stand on the ERTL A. And up next, for the Build for Others, we are going to build the old Renwall visible dog. And this is just now what's funny is I own a bunch of visible kits. You know, the dog, the horse. Where did I see the catalog at? The Visible Man, the Skeleton, which I think are 1/6 scaled Argonauts, but that's just me. And the Great Model Detective on Facebook, he was showing me, he's got the display for the Renwall insects, which I'd like. I don't know if I have any insects, but anyway, I'll have to try to find one for the art. But anyway, we're going to be building this little kit here, and it's basically going to be the invisible dog, but the interior or organs are going to be painted. And so I got to go in here, and I'm going to start it this week, and we'll start painting the organ. And I gotta try to figure out what dog color organs are and all that stuff. So anyway, and it'll be a unique build because I've never built one. So just a gorgeous kit. Even the packaging on it, you know, even for its time frame, just a nice, gorgeous kit. But anyway, so we got to figure out how to paint it up, and that's right, even got to paint the little veins. But anyway, we'll get to it. So we're going to start that probably this week, and I'm probably it'll be more probably painting on the weekend than through the week, but we'll just see how it goes, because I try to do a lot of more construction through the week than I do painting. But anyway, we'll see what we can do. But anyway, that's up next, and that's what I've got going on today. I should have another shed update, and we are getting ready to build the invisible dog. Getting ready to hopefully finish up the GTR. We're doing a future on the Pearson car, and the Hearse is getting a wheel alignment. And of course, we are buttoning up the ERTL A. So that's what I got going on today. So stay tuned for the next exciting episode.